Hope FM.
And it is exactly 3 minutes past the hour of 10. You're in the Lifeline show, and your host this morning is Serena. And I do thank you once again for tuning in this very moment. Now, I have got a visitor. I've got a friend, just like what the Heritage Singers just sang there. And I just feel like something good is about to happen. And yes, it is happening right now here, right here on Hope FM 107 and, of course, 107.4. I have got a very friendly face and a very a bubbly person right here in the studio today, and her name is Alumedi Nakeke. She is from Sea Change, an organization which is known as Sea Change. A very good morning to you, Alumedi.
Serena.
Yes, thank you so much for having us, and we are glad that you are here, that you can make it this very moment. Now, she is going to explain to you listeners what she stands for. Thank you, Alumedi.
Serena. First of all, I work for an organization called Sea Change. Sea Change is a communications organization, and we're working on a campaign which is called 4FJ, or in short, 4FJ stands for Fiji. Maybe some of you have heard about this campaign. The 4Fiji movement, or 4FJ movement. 4FJ is a campaign in which we are trying to protect the two fish, kawa kawa and dono, during the spawning or during the breeding season.
And you guys doing a great job, because every now and then we see it in the paper. Yes. Continue, Alumedi.
For this campaign, we're working with fishers. Fisheries. This is a fisheries campaign. The 4Fiji, or the 4FJ movement. For these two fish, we're trying to protect them only during the breeding months of June through September. So June, July, August, and September for the 4 months.
Okay, so what is the real problem, Alumedi?
As we all know that kaukau and donu are two nice eating fish.
Yes.
I mean, with nice flesh, white flesh, and it's a good, an important food source, and also income for fishermen, and also their families and communities in Fiji. And also they are also culturally important in some areas in Fiji, because they usually put it aside for their chiefs.
Yes, true.
And also when we have special occasions, when we see this fish on the table, we say, "Oh man, that is a nice, that was a nice function because we had these two fish."
Yes.
But we have seen the populations of kaukau and dono declining.
Yeah.
Yeah, because at the moment, as we all know, that our population is growing. So we also have more needs. So and
to
also
eat a lot.
Yeah.
Yep.
And these two fish, in particular, have been vulnerable to overfishing, because they are nice eating fish, and also because they are highly prized, because they are A-grade fish. And also for these two fish, because they are vulnerable at this time of spawning, because that is the time when they usually come together. In the Itauke calendar, we have the Vule Kaukaua. We say Vule Kaukaua, and most of the time, people think that Vule Kaukaua is when we have a lot of Kaukaua coming in. Only our elders know that at the time, they usually gather together or aggregate to spawn or to breed. And but for us nowadays, most of us think, we will have a lot of kaukau. We go fishing and we just catch them, and it's easy to catch them at this time. But
we're doing damage. We don't know.
Yeah.
That.
But for this fish, they usually, wherever it was born, it would always come back to spawn at the same place. And also because they are vulnerable, because they are always predictable, because they will always spawn or they will always breed at the same time and also at the same spot every year.
True.
And that is when the fisherman usually comes and catch them, like because now that it's been commercialized. So they just come in and catch them all. I mean, as much as they can.
Okay.
And yeah, unlike before, before all this commercialization came in, our elders would just go fish and then catch what they need and
For
then
the day.
Yeah, for the day.
True.
Yeah, because they didn't have any refrigerators at the
Yes.
time, and also to sell them.
Okay, so Alumedi Nakeke, being thanks the information that you've just given us right there, what are some of the solution? What is the solution or the real solution to this eating of kawakawa and ndonu?
Oh, before I answer the question, I think usually people would ask, how do you know? There had been a study done in Fiji.
Okay.
On spawning areas where the spawning sites. So in a recent study, it had shown a 70% decline in fish landings. And also, in a second study, it was found that 73% of the nation's spawning sites, they were declining and 18% were dead.
Okay.
So so it's a big problem. So one of the solutions, some of the solutions was, the best solution we can do is to avoid eating them or catching them during the breeding season.
Yeah.
So that we can always have more. For one fish alone, it has thousands of eggs. So when you catch one, when it's it still has eggs in their bellies, you're catching the thousands we should be eating tomorrow.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So if we let them release their eggs, we can always have more tomorrow. Eh?
True.
Because when they spawn, at the time when they spawn, they usually come together, and that is when the female releases their eggs in the water, and the male releases the sperm in the water, and that's how the babies are formed in the water. Yeah. So sometimes when we ask people, do you know how many eggs are there in kawakawa and ndonu when it's pregnant? And they say, 2. And then we say, no. There are thousands. And they say, what? Yeah, I think a lot of us don't know that there are thousands of eggs.
Wow, this is wonderful information for me. I come from the village here at Suvovo, and I've got aunts and grandmothers, and probably me too. We go out fishing, and this is one fish that we love. Despite the sizes they come in, I'm real sorry. Yes, now, but what I'm hearing now, it gives me the thought that I need to adhere to what you guys are preaching, and it's timely as well. Thank you so much, Alumedi. Now we'll take a break now, and then we'll move on with our conversation about 4FJ this very morning. Kautira Maina Lubengu and I from the Glory 4 bring us the time to 15 minutes past the hour of 10. I'm sure now you'd realize that we here at Hope FM 107 and of course 107.4 like to spread the good news, and of course the good news also of our well-being, and that is why we have Alumedi Nakeke right here, right now on your Lifeline show. And we have been talking about a Sea Change, an organization, and what they stand for. That's 4FJ, for Fiji Movement, if I'm correct, Alumedi. Yes. And 4FJ is a different kind of campaign. So with so many environmental messages hitting us today, this campaign aims to remind us what a healthy ocean means to our way of life, and then help us do something right here, right now, to save them. Okay, help us to do something right here, right now, Alumedi?
Thank you. As you can see, 4FJ, protecting our way of life.
Yes.
For this campaign, it's not about the fish. It's about people.
Yes, true.
Because it's meeting people's needs. And also for this campaign, we are asking people from all walks of life to take the pledge not to eat, not to buy, and not to sell this fish only for the 4 months of breeding, which is from June through September.
June through September. Okay.
So right now, if you're listening, we're asking you to spread the word. And also, next year there's going to be a ban on the fishing of these two fish, and also on the sale of the two fish.
Okay.
Only for the 4 months of breeding.
All right.
So it was one of Fiji's commitment in New York
Yes.
at the UN conference in New York. So the UN Oceans Conference. So Fiji had voluntarily committed itself that it would,
Yes.
starting in 2018, there's going to be a ban on the sale and also of the fishing of these two fish.
And I'm thinking here what I read. I think probably a few months ago that Fiji is in the forefront of these changes. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So only for the 4 months.
Okay.
I hope that's not too bad, because it's only for 4 months.
Yes,
Just to
I
let
hope
them
so too.
breed.
Yeah.
Yeah, just give them that space to breed, so that we can always have more tomorrow. It's not that we are not thinking of the fishermen, but
Yes,
because
true.
sometimes people ask us, so what about the fishermen? You know, in Fiji we have other species that we can catch at the time.
True.
But for these ones, you just let them go, only for the 4 months, so that we can always have more.
That is why you're here today, educating the public and the people to know the special fish that we have, Kakawa and Donu, and how we are to be connected to their story, I might say. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's also culturally important,
Yes.
to some of us.
Sure.
Yeah, in some communities, it's a special fish for their chiefs. So, in our camp for this campaign, the 4FJ campaign, for the 4FJ movement, it says in the logo, protecting our way of life. So we're trying to protect our way of life.
Yes.
Yeah. And also, we target everyone, even the churches, because we know the church plays an important role in conservation.
Yes, true.
And I know a lot of people we've been talking to, because we do pledge drives. In those pledge drives, right now we have more than 12,000 people who have already pledged not to eat, not to buy, and not to sell during the 4 months. So-
How do you do that? Do you go personally to them, or do they send in some?
Sometimes they call us.
Okay.
There are some who just pledge privately.
Yes.
We are on Facebook.
Yeah.
On
Okay.
Facebook,
Very important.
So people pledge, and we put their photos on Facebook. So you just take a fish and then pledge not to eat, not to buy, not to sell. Or you
Your
can just pledge privately.
Sorry, your Facebook page is a 4FJ movement.
Yes.
Okay, so listeners tuning in right now, if you'd like to take a look or clear your thoughts and what your questions you'd like answered, you go to 4FJ movement on Facebook. Thank you so much, Alumedi.
Yeah, we also write articles in the Fiji Times. We do
Yeah.
radio shows like this. Yeah, and also on TV. So we try and use all mediums to spread the word. And we are also asking those who have pledged to spread the word. And we're happy to know, like, we have done a survey into the like 2 years ago.
Okay.
We have done a survey 2 years ago. And we have found that people, like 95%, have agreed that it's easy to let go of the fish only for the 4 months.
Okay.
So,
So
it's
we've
not-
got very obedient
Yeah.
people here, right in Fiji. Thank you. Yeah.
So right now we're just asking people to pledge not to eat, not to buy, or if you're a fisherman, not to sell. So if you're a fisherman, if you're not selling, then people won't buy.
True.
Because of the demand from us, fishermen are coming in. I know we have been to Bailey Bridge, and the fishermen we had asked them, so how is it for the Kaukando? And they said, there are some people who come in and they are angry, and they tell us, why are you doing this? Why are you selling this fish? You're not allowed.
Okay.
But right now there's no ban yet, but by next year, 2018, there's going to be a ban on the two fish, only for
okay.
the 4 months.
Wow, very nice. So listening from an expert here, right here on your gospel radio station, Alumedi Nakeke. Thank you so much for sharing with us. I, for one, I'm really glad that I'm hearing it from you.
Thank you.
And I think I'm speaking on all behalf of our listeners tuning in right now, that we are able to be hearing these words out from you about this this campaign that you guys are doing, and it is wonderful because, like you said, it's not about the fish; it's about us people. Yes. Would you like to share more of 4FJ
Sure.
movement? Why this fish? Yes. Why this fish? Have I asked you about that?
No.
Okay. Why this fish? Ndonu and Rakawakawa. I know it's tasty and.
I know why the fish. Because these are two nice eating fish. They're tasty, and also when fishermen sell them, they get a lot of money from these two fish.
Yes, they fetch quite a lot.
And like I said before, it's also culturally important.
Do you have any information about, we've got these major hotels popping up right here around Fiji and Viti Levu. Do they give a pledge, or do they have something going on about this campaign that you guys doing?
Yes, we're glad to say that we have had a great support from corporate institutions.
Thank you.
The hotels, we have had a lot of hotels who had pledged. In Suva, we have Holiday Inn and GPH, and also along the coast, we have other hotels there. Shangri-La, and they are always coming in, also in the Mamanudas.
Okay.
So they are pledging not to serve these two fish during the 4 months.
Oh, wow, good job.
Yeah, and also, if you read the paper this week, Nausori Market,
okay,
they've pledged as well.
Oh, yes, I did read.
They will not be selling that fish in their market. So we have had a lot of support, and also MH stores, they have also pledged not to sell those two fish in the which call frozen department.
Okay.
We have had a lot of support.
All right. Okay.
So it's not only from just like the public, but also from organizations. We have partners who are working with us on this campaign, because it's a fisheries campaign. We are also going to communities, educating them, and also letting them know why these two fish are important. And also we've had a great, overwhelming support from communities as well.
If I can just read from your Facebook page, bottom line is, unless action is not taken to better manage this fish, which helps support our villages, our culture, our economy, this fish face a bleak future. True story.
That's right.
Okay, so make the pledge. Would you like to invite listeners tuning in right at this very moment to make that pledge? How they can go about it? Or okay.
For the pledge, we are asking you to take the pledge, not to eat, not to buy, or if you're a fisherman, not to sell, because the demand is from us. That's why the fishermen are bringing in those fish. And I also know that, when we go fishing, you don't decide which fish is going to bite your bait.
True.
Yeah.
True.
So we're just asking you to live, because a lot of us know where the spawning sites are or the breeding sites are. In Fijian, in our villages, we usually say "Watuni kaukawa," so we know where to fish them. Yeah. So we are just asking everyone just to leave them alone, just for the 4 months, and then catch them later, so that we can always have more tomorrow.
Okay. We're in the month of September, right?
Yes. This is the last month.
Yes. There you go. So
after September, you can catch them, you can sell them, eat them, whatever we want to do. But when June comes, let us stop eating, let us stop buying and selling. And also next year there's going to be a ban. On
Kaukawa
and Dono.
So there you have it from Alumedi Nakeke. From this organization, Sea Change, and the campaign for 4FJ. Now, you can visit their website. It's www.4fj.com. FJ, to hear the stories of why this fish is important to our way of life. And you can also share your own and join the movement. Thank you so much, Alumedi Nakeke. Would you like to say another last challenge to young people or mothers and, of course, fathers tuning in right now?
I know. For this campaign, we target everyone. Children, because children influence their parents, and also mothers. Mothers are the ones who go out and buy fish as well. So, and also the dads. We play an important role in the families. We should also think of the next generation. If we keep on catching them during the spawning months or the breeding months, there'll come a time when we'll lose these fish.
Sure.
I know, we look at today, we see China coming in, buying fish from here. Why? Because they have none. That's why they're coming to us to buy them. We could end up like them if we keep on doing this.
Yes.
So just leave them to breed so that we can always have more. It's not only for Kauka and Donu, but there are other species as well in Fiji that needs our support, and also God has given us, that role to be good stewards.
Yes, true.
So we should be good stewards. And, all these living things under our care. So, because we've also had a lot of people asking us, you're not God. God has given us everything to eat, and He will always supply. We tell them, God supplies our needs, but we also play a role in this.
True.
You should be a good steward. You have to look after them. Otherwise, it'll be taken away from you.
True. Yes. When we see much blessings, we know we sort of like we have that greed over it. Yeah, true, very true. Like what Alumedi said, it's not about the fish, it's about you and I. Yes, thank you so much. And we are all for change for the better. That is what Hope FM 107 and, of course, 107.4 stands for this very moment. And like on their Facebook page, their last bit of note, and as the campaign grows, we hope the campaign partners will grow as well. Thank you so much, Alumedi. Thank you. We'll have the Burns Creek Adventist Contemporary Choir sing Jesus is the Answer.